Greetings. Elder Blacklight here. Back in the 1980, in the 80s, uh, I went to Wayne County Community College. I had inherited a rooming house from my grandmother. I had about actually 13 units, but the downstairs part I used for my family, and the upstairs part now this rooming house was located on Kirby, St. Antoine, and it was near Wayne State University. In what they call the Art Center, New Center area. And so I had rented it out to this brother named Bilal. Yeah, I had him as a roomer. I had a brother that was new in Supreme Minister John Muhammad's temple. He rented from me. Some bizarre activities took place in that rooming house. But now the brother Bilal, he was with Wallace Muhammad, Wharf Dean Muhammad. They, call him. Peace, blessings be with the brother. And the other brother was with Supreme Minister John Muhammad. And I had some brothers that was in some serious black movements. They call themselves survivalists. And at the same time, I was messing with this brother. I was introduced to this brother, Malik Shabazz, New Garvey movement. I even became a Garveyite. Later on, the brother became a Black Panther. I also was in a block club, Art Center block club. That was the experience. Where am I going with this is that those days, Mayor Coleman Young was still mayor. He had bought the Great Lakes building on Kirby and some more buildings. But black brothers, they were doing it back in them days. But this brother Bilal, I'm going to start with him. I started running with the brother because I wasn't in the Nation of Islam. I was registered when I was a baby, but not under the name, my Islamic name. My uncle gave me this Islamic name. And so I was using this name, and so the brother was trying to convince me. He was once in the Nation of Islam when the Honorable Elijah Muhammad was in it, but he switched with Wharf Dean Muhammad. And he was hanging out with the Arabs in Dearborn. So with him, I went around to the Iranians. They had many different groups. Chaldeans, in Dearborn, and he knew just about all of them. He knew Arabic real good. He went on Hajj. He was wearing the robes and the turbans. And I ain't got time to go into detail on how those brothers in Dearborn were acting, but they wasn't cool. Very prejudiced. And so when I was hanging around the Garveyites had a whole community, RBG community, in that same region, in the downtown area. They had one on 2nd, 3rd, around that area, close to the boulevard. Then they had one not too far from the hospital, Children's Hospital. And I went over there and met Malik Shabazz. All these different groups down for black people, but they never did come together and pull their resources. I even was hanging with some brothers and sisters in the Shrine of the Black Madonna. They say Kwame Kilpatrick was a member at one time of the Shrine of the Black Madonna. But all them brothers was content playing that game of calling out the Caucasian, but they wasn't fighting him on the level that the Honorable Elijah Muhammad was dealing with him on. Altogether, if they would have pulled their resources with the Honorable Elijah Muhammad and got under that banner, Detroit would be an independent nation by now. Brothers don't think that deep though. They're too busy trying to get more than the next guy. And you see the coronavirus really got a hold on the black community now. And y'all literally under quarantine, and you the governor got to give you your next orders. So you're not following the will of the Most High Allah. You're following the governor and the president. You got to do their will because of this coronavirus. You're separated from Allah now. You can't call yourself a Muslim. There's no such thing as an American Muslim. That's only Muslim. Muslim politics and laws is different. They don't even believe in interest. And this country is built off of interest, usury. So, over the next couple of days, we're going to talk about, only thing you're doing is rituals, praying, but you're not practicing the will of Allah. You're practicing the will of Satan, the one who invented this coronavirus. Can you dig it? No, you can't dig it. I can't either. But that's truth. Black light.